What's going on, everybody? What's going on, Vox? How are you today? Listen, guys, today is a weird episode. Very weird, and that is because, as you can see, I'm by myself on this couch, and that has not happened in the whole 40. This is episode number 46. In all 45 episodes, not once has there been a single episode where I'm by myself. But listen, we're gonna make that happen today. What are we going to talk about? I don't know. My plan was honestly to get a bunch of people coming in. Hopefully talk to them through Discord or something. Have a little chat with all of them. I'm doing great, Vox. This is live for those of you who are listening to this on the recorded version. This is being recorded live as usual. Not as usual, but as we like to do sometimes. So like I said, hopefully with being live and everything, we can get some people joining in and talk to some people. So right now, I don't got anything yet. I know Vox said that he might be able to later, but we'll see. But for now, this is the Christmas episode, right? This will be, if you're listening to this is released on Christmas Day. So we're going to just talk. I know we kind of talked about it before, but we're going to talk about some Christmassy kind of things. Now, Christmas for me is something that was kind of celebrated growing up. It wasn't really anything super, like, I guess at the beginning it was very, very thought out. You know, my parents really wanted to put on a good show and make it very good for both me and my brother. My brother and I, for those of you who like to be grammatically correct, and it was hard growing up because, you know, they just kind of lost the will to live, I guess, and they stopped kind of, they still did as much as they wanted to. You know, they still would put up lights, they still, put the presents on the tree and stuff, but as you get older, you know, you tend to not kind of care about those little things. And I, for one, did not care too much about it. I hated going and setting up the Christmas tree and stuff like that because I was just like, I would rather play my games instead. And now I'm the type of person who wants to put up the Christmas lights and do it mostly because I want to start those traditions for my own family one day. And if I don't start now, it's going to be very annoying to do it whenever I'm starting to start a family. But nonetheless, I like Christmas time. It's a gift full of giving. It's a gift. No, it's a season of giving. I guess but Thanksgiving. What is Thanksgiving then? I guess this is all the same givings of stuff. The last 2 months of the year is just all about giving, I guess. I don't know. A lot of giving. When do I start getting stuff? This issue. But no, we got a lot of presents. Mamba got a few things from me and my wife. And hopefully, well, not hopefully, but it'll be funny to see what Mamba comes back with, because he said that he's gonna return the favor because he hates when people give him gifts, so he wants to be able to do it back. Now, this episode again is going to be kind of a long process, so I'm gonna kind of see if there's anybody who wants to talk. I want to send out some messages. No one else is online though. Maybe we can get a special call in from Mamba. That'd be funny. But no, we just took him to the airport this morning. So that was fun. Having to wake up at 4 a.m, which is fine. It's my day off. I normally wake up at 4 a.m. anyway, but I would much rather have slept the whole time. Like, I'm tired. I wanted to go back to sleep at when I came home, but also I didn't want to because I knew I wouldn't. If I took a nap again, I wouldn't be able to get back up tonight to go to work tomorrow. So that's not very cool. in other news, we got you know, Christmas coming up in 3 days. It's gonna be a very, very, very busy 3 days for me, or 2 days rather, because it'll be the 23rd when I return back to work. And I work in retail. For those of you who don't know, and those of you who have worked in retail know that Thanksgiving and Christmas Eve are by far the worst fucking holidays to work ever. So hopefully it won't be too bad. Thanksgiving wasn't too bad for me. So hopefully I can say the same. I didn't realize how close we were getting to it though. It was last week I was sitting there and I was just like going to work and I just wanted to like I was just treating it like a normal day. I was just like, why the fuck are like we getting so much like bullshit? And then like, dude, it's the week before Christmas. Just like, damn. I worked in a couple of factories growing up. Not for very long, because I would get to the point where people were showing me their like scars from like the machines that they were working on and everything, and it was something that terrified me because I was just like, these are lifelong, forever on your body type scars, disfiguring type scars, and I'm just like, yo man, we make $13 an hour. I am not risking my body like that for this job. So I quit. Actually, I didn't quit. I actually got fired from that job. Well, I didn't get fired. I guess I got laid off. Either way, I was working through a temp agency. I believe I was like 19 or 20 at the time, working through a temp agency, and then we went there to this factory, only one of the first places that took me in, and spent 3-4 days there, and then was realizing I was like, damn, this isn't for me. And then I was driving home from the factory, and then the temp agency called me. He's like, hey, you don't got to go back tomorrow, don't worry. And I was like, dang it, you sure? And then I got a job at a car dealership the next couple days, and that job was kind of sick, except it also wasn't. I remember it was for a Chevrolet dealership, and these people, like, when you work at a temp agency, a lot of the positions are temp to hire, which this one was, and you have to work there for like 3 months, and once you've worked there for 3 months, you'll basically just be hired on. And I was just like, sick. Like, you get a pay raise, everything like that. You get like a permanent position. And I'm working. I'm doing my shit. I'm not missing days. I'm not doing nothing wrong. And then all of a sudden, my 3 months has come up, and I go up to my boss at the time. And by the way, what I'm doing is I'm basically just a valet driver. But I'm paid way less and can't accept tips. But I basically I was taking the cars that were coming in for the services, like oil changes, whatever it may be, and taking them to the back parking lot and just keeping track of the lot, pulling up cars that were finished being worked on. And then, what the fuck is going on with the lights? Were they doing that this whole time, or am I just going crazy? Why is that happening? Anyways, these cars, I would take them back and forth. I'll have to clean them inside and out, even though my favorite part was whenever someone would come in and get them detailed, and then one of the service advisors would make me go and wash them. And I was just like, hey, they just got detailed. He's like, I don't give a fuck, go wash it. I'm like, okay. And then one time, and this shit was just killer on my back too, because like I'm sitting there fucking having to constantly scrub the I guess I've always had a bad back, but I've always like scrubbing the fucking floors of the seats and shit like that with the vacuum, and I was just like always like hunched over basically. I was like, this is the worst. And it was like 110 degrees outside where I was working, and I would get yelled at because we were like, I would take it out of the car wash, the car wash, and it would just instantly dry. and I would get yelled at because there was water spots. Going on, Bovin? Just finished decorating half the house. Why? We're 3 days until Christmas. You're just now decorating. The first one I worked at, I got let go after about a week and a half. Apparently, I wasn't keeping up, but it was the only day where I was having stomach pain. Second one, I quit after about 3 weeks because I changed roles. Standing around 10 hours, scanning pallets of chocolate was not worth my time. It just depends on the job, man, or the money. Because if it was like, if I had to sit there and just scan shit all day, but I was getting paid like fucking $30 an hour, I would do it. But anyways, back to my car dealership. They would just yell about the stupidest shit. But so anyways, 3 months passes. I go up to the manager, and I'm just like, yo, it's been 3 months, so how do we go about like the hiring? He's like, oh, I gotta look at the hours and everything like that, go to the temp agency, but go back and forth, blah blah blah. I was like, okay, well, I mean, I've been working here full time and haven't missed any days or gone home early. I think I maybe missed like 1 or 2 days, but I was just like, I was already past the 3-month mark whenever I had talked to him. And then he's just like, we'll have to see. And then I bugged him about it for like the next 3 weeks. And then, damn, 12, fuck that. And he was like, we'll have to see every time for about a month and a half. And finally one day, my back pain had started like increasing drastically. And it got to the point where I was like unable to even stand. And I was just like, I remember when I was like, hey man, I'm going to go to the hospital real quick. And they were like, okay. And then the doctor basically told me like, hey, you can't work for a little bit. Like you have to relax. And then told my boss, and he's just like, hey, you're probably not going to have a job when you're done. And I was like, hey man, I have to go to physical therapy. I have to do all this bullshit. Like, you're telling me you can't, like, I won't have a job by that? He's like, sorry, not up to me. And then I bet you if I was hired on though, like I should have been, it would have been a different story. But bitches be bitches. And that was the time. But I got to drive a lot of cool cars, like a lot of like brand new Corvettes that like just came off the line. I got to drive those around. So that's probably one of the only cooler cars that Chevy makes. I mean, I like the trucks and stuff. I like Silverados. I like, little cruises and stuff, but they're not like cool cars, Corvette's like a cool car. But what can you do? I've worked a lot of shitty jobs. I remember one time I was working at McDonald's, working there for a while, and then whenever I got hired on through a call center too, and I was just like, yo, I'm gonna do 2 things at once, and or I'm gonna have 2 jobs at once. And I was working 5 days a week at the call center and doing 2 or 3 days a week at McDonald's. And after about like a month and a half, I went to McDonald's and was like, hey, can I have like the weekend off, like in a couple weeks? And I was like, I just really want a weekend off. And then he's just like, I mean, I was like, what do you need the weekend off for? You only work 2 days a week. And I was just like, yeah, bitch, I work 2 days a week here, not I work 7 days a week at this point. And then he's just like, I don't give a fuck. I was like, all right then. And so then I quit McDonald's, and then that was funny because I put in my 2 weeks. I don't think I showed up to him. I called in like, oh, sorry, tummy ache on my last 4 shifts I'm working. Fuck you. Don't do that to me. People think as much as we are replaceable, it's still, when you can fuck someone over like that in like a short amount of time, because like obviously the like replacement for me was hired like 2 days later, 1 day later, but those 2 to 3 days sucked, and they probably had a shitty replacement who probably just didn't even show up for their fucking orientation, and then the cycle continues on. There's too many shitty workers coming into the fucking workforce, man. And I see them every day. Some people will sit there and call my job trying to get like employed, and you're just like, you show up like that and you think that's like, think that's okay. Like you're speaking to people like that and you think like people are going to want to hire you. Like, no, that's not how it works. You are insane. This is like, you don't have to fucking talk like all proper, like professional, but you don't talk to people like that. That's not going to get you anywhere. So, it just blows my mind how many people get away with some shit, especially people who do get the jobs and then they do progress very high. It's just like, okay, but how come you hired him but you didn't hire the other people who did the same thing? I don't know. Maybe it's about work experience. Who knows? It's hard to tell. It's hard to judge a good worker because all the times the people that you think are the best on the best on paper half the time is like the worst on like actuality. Like I like my like, I guess he's like my assistant. Not my assistant. He's like a one level under me. Both I have two of them, and they're both fucking like, I don't know. Are they just idiots or are they just able to get away with it? Because holy shit, some of the things that they just don't comprehend or like basic just knowledge is like infuriating. Like even like I work in the produce section, or like I'm over the produce section, and one of those my other managers, that's lower than me, he's giving shit to one of our workers because he's just like, you're throwing too much product away, like you're wasting too much product. And then it's like, just because there's one bad orange in the bag doesn't mean we throw away the whole bag. And it's just like, yes, it does. That's exactly what it means is you throw away the whole fucking thing. It's not like it's not like the rest of the like the things in the tables or in the bins, you know, like you have like, you can't take that fucking that thing out. It's fucking priced based off the weight that it's holding or the amount that's in it. So if you take one out, then the customer is paying for something that's not fully there. And now you're gonna punish a worker for that because you're a fucking idiot. This is the same guy who was also like in our deli area, trained the people before I came in, took over, trained the deli people that for whatever reason, all the meats that we cut after they're opened get 20 days of shelf life, and the cheeses get 7 days of shelf life, or 6 rather. And for whatever reason, everyone just went along with it. And it took me finding fucking gray ham in our case that was dated like 17 days prior. And I said, why the fuck is this in the case? And why is it dated like this? And they're like, oh, that's just how like the meats get 20 days. I'm just like, no, they don't. Who the fuck taught you that? And then they would tell me that. And I'm just like, all right, it's not that. It is the opposite. It is flipped. I don't know why anyone thinks this is okay. I don't know how the health department is showing up and we're not getting flagged for this kind of shit, but I don't fucking care. I'm doing my job. Well, I guess I'm not then, because if they're doing that. But anyways, I'm doing the job to the best of my abilities. But everyone else is idiots, and every person I hold accountable for, they get a free pass from someone above me. So I'm doing everything in my job. Hey, get down from there. Can't try to jump on this table. I keep grabbing this beer, but I've yet to even take a drink of it. Want to talk on camera? While we're here, you take a look at the kitties. Wrong way. There's one up there. Look at her. The other one's in that little touch. And there's me in all its glory. This is the first cat that I got. I found her outside of my work, actually. I saw her one day and I was going to take her home that day, but she got away. That's a dangerous game, man. I don't know how it's like over there. But over here, the little bit, you just don't want to be caught up in like that favoritism game, especially if they like you, or if they're family friends. Like at my job, one of my managers, they only hire like people who are from his country. Um, Allegedly. Now it's probably not that, but it definitely seems that way. That's crazy, man. Here, nepotism gets you fired. We have this one guy on our team. He was a guy that was on my team back when I was doing overnights, and apparently he's been like really like creepy to a lot of the women, and this has just become like recent. Like he's worked there for like a year and a half now, and he's just now becoming like very weird towards women. And I get a text today from one of my from our old asset protection guys, and he goes, "Hey, he's like really creeping like some of these girls out," and then he's like, they're like, he got their numbers and starts texting them weird stuff and basically like stalking them. And then I was just like, okay, my bad. Well, not my bad, but I was just like, okay, like I'll keep an eye out. And he's just like, yeah, you gotta address this. I was just like, why are you texting me? That's not even my department anymore, buddy. What am I supposed to do about it? You want me to go switch my whole schedule upside down just so I could talk to this guy? This guy barely speaks English, by the way. Like the one that's being creepy. A lot of it's just like I think being lost in translation. And then he's also talking to people who don't speak English either. So I think it's getting double lost in translation because he would text me stuff like, "Hello, my dear manager. How is it going on this beautiful day? My beautiful manager. I'm just texting to let you know that I'm going to be late to work today." I'm just like, cool, dude. We have an app for that. You don't have to call me. And yet he did. Or text me. Like I don't care. Like I kinda appreciate it, but at the same time it's just like that's also weird. Don't talk to me like that. You know what? I stand with these women. That was weird. And I hope I don't have to deal with that again either. I don't want to talk to him. Luckily I am not the person that's gonna have to have that conversation. So lucky me, lucky me. All right. We had a couple things happen in the world today. I believe what's it called? People are going crazy because Luigi Manleone or whoever, he got a fresh low taper fade in jail. People were like, "See, they're taking care of him in jail. Y'all should be scared." I don't know why I'm scared, but I'm down for it, I guess. Got some nice brows and a nice fade. I can respect that. In jail nonetheless. Very nice. What else happened? I don't watch the news that much. So it's only been like a day or two since the last episode was recorded, so nothing crazy has happened. Still more UFO sightings again. But that's not new. Just more of them keep happening. Again, we're still surprised, but I think this is just to be expected at this point. Like, let me know when we see like actual aliens, like physical beings, and then I'll be like, all right, this is new. But until then, you can keep showing me show me UFOs. I think that's cool, but it's not newsworthy anymore. Don't be like, whoa, put it on the news. I saw I just before we went live here, I went live. I just watched that new movie on Netflix called Carry On. I've been seeing like TikToks about it. Did not see like anything about it, but it is a fairly good movie. Probably one of the best movies I've seen in a while. Jason Bateman stars in it. He's a phenomenal actor. What is the other guy's name? Let me look it up real quick. Gary Aaron Eggert. How do you pronounce that? What movies was he? Oh, he's in The Kingsman. There's a couple more movies that I saw. Very recognizable. Maybe it was just The Kingsman. That's the only thing that's popping up. I mean, obviously he's been in more movies, but these are the only ones that I've seen. And of course, you got Jason Bateman. Dean Norris was in it. He's a fantastic actor. He played a head honcho of the TSA. Who else? Sophia Carson. She looks familiar. See her movies. A lot of Disney Channel stuff mostly. Oh, she was part of the Descendants. That whole series. Yep, but other than that, no idea who she is. The only one I know is Dean Norris. Dean Norris is he's the cop, the DEA agent from Breaking Bad. Jason Bateman, he's been in a lot of great movies and shows. Probably most notable is Ozark, Arrested Development. Oh, one of his movies, Game Night, is probably one of the funniest movies I've ever seen. He was in Hancock, The Gift. Oh my god, I forgot about all these movies. Identity Thief. Oh, House on the Prairie. What the fuck? Yeah, he has been in a game. Holy. Yeah, these are all. Yeah, Game Night's probably one of my most favorite movies. Like, favorite funny movies. That shit's fucking hilarious. I laugh every single time. Mostly because Dexter just appears out of nowhere. That's a funny thing. What else is going on? This might just honestly be like a really short episode because, like I said, this is our Christmas episode, and it's gonna be all about me, and that's not the spirit of Christmas, guys. For Christmas morning, I have a couple things planned with my wife. We're gonna open up our Christmas gifts, obviously, and then I think we're making some breakfast together. Then we're gonna eat it, and then we're going to watch some TV and stuff while we build a gingerbread house. And then after that, we are going to probably just hang out the rest of the day, enjoy our gifts that we got each other, and go to sleep early because we have work the next day. And then, what else is going on? Gotta fucking. It's fine. What else is going on? After that, they fucked up my schedule, but like in a good way. Like, so after Christmas, I end up working like 6 days in a row. But that's fine because now somehow I get the 1st and the 2nd off of January, which is lit because, like, just fucking lit. And so I can spend New Year's and we can maybe even watch the ball drop. Maybe have a couple people over. I've never watched the ball drop except for like, I was like in 8th grade. That was the last time I actually like stayed up and watched the ball drop. Every other year I was just drinking or like hanging out with friends or something. Or just asleep because I had to go to work the next day. And then after that, in later January, we got the Spider-Man 2 coming out on PC. And I plan on doing a 24-hour stream or a however many hour stream. I'm gonna play um all the games back to back to back. Um, let me see. I want to make sure what days I got off. Actually, comes out on the 31st. Oh, I got the 30th, 31st, and puts me to having a good 5 days in a row off. I should have the day prior to the 30th and Sunday 2nd off. So then on the 2nd, celebrate my wife's birthday, or perhaps before the Wednesday after, because her birthday's on the 3rd of February. So on the 31st, I'll come off. I'll start playing the first and second Spider-Man games, or like Spider-Man and Spider-Man Miles Morales. Start playing those on the 30th, and then by the time I'm done with that, I should have like the Spider-Man 2 pre-downloaded and everything, and then I'll just switch to that one, and we'll see how long it'll take me to finish all 3 games. I know that it'll take at least 12 hours, 13 hours to do the first missions, or not the first missions, the first 2 games. But it also just depends. I don't think maybe. I'm just going to go through the main story, so it shouldn't be that crazy for either of them. Because I remember when I played them on New Game Plus, at least the first Spider-Man, it wasn't that much more difficult. Well, on New Game Plus, it's kind of cheating because you're just fucking fully leveled going through all these early missions. So it's a different story. But I'm excited to play the second one. I have played it a little bit. I don't even think I got past the first act, if not barely into the second. Because so many more things just kept happening and happening. And I honestly forget a lot of it and the order that it's happened in. And I know that I didn't get more than 20% according to the percentage tracker of the game, but that's that. So I'm looking forward to actually being able to play and finish it. Ugh. I'm also thankful to Sony and PlayStation for allowing these exclusives to come on PC, because I'll be damned if I have to buy a PS5 for this. I'm not going to. So thank you for saving me $500 or however much you are. But damn, no, fuck no, I'm not spending. I bought a PS4 just to play Fallout 4. Worst decision ever, because that was the only thing I played on it. You know, I think I might have played a little bit of Black Ops on it, but that's just because Angel had it, and Angel was the only person I had play on it. And then I got a PC, and guess what? We had Black Ops 3 there, so I was just like, I'm not gonna play on here anymore. All my friends are on the computer anyway. So I think the last time I had a console, like any of my consoles, actually the only console I ever had like friends on was like Xbox 360. Wonder how they're doing. I remember I was homeschooled for a while, and it was very nice because I was like a freshman, and I was friends with like some seniors, and they had gone off and like gone to like the army or the Air Force, and they were like on different sides of the world. So it's like 8 in the morning. I'm just playing Black Ops 2 or 3. I forget which one it was. Step over. And one of them was in Japan, stationed in Japan. And so I was able to, it was late night for him. And so he was off work or whatever he was doing. And I was sitting there, we're just playing Black Ops. And then I had another one who would hop on because he was on the other side of the world. And I would just have like a rotation of people who would come on from different time zones. So my whole day was filled. So I didn't have to worry about homework or nothing, because it was like the homework that they would give me, or that they would give me, is like like enough to where like it would take me a day to do it, and then I would just have like the rest of the 5 days just to hang out. Some days like the state mandated like a tutor or something come like once or twice a week, but they were just like checking up on like what I was doing, and then when they saw I was doing fine, they were like, "All right, you're fine, whatever." So I didn't have to really worry. But that was a good year. But I missed going to school though, so that's why I went back my sophomore year. But then I regretted that because then I was always bad in school, but my grades were phenomenal during my homeschool, and I wasn't even cheating or nothing either. Because like I don't even think I had like cheating isn't as easy on the internet as it wasn't as easy back then as it is now. Because now you just take a picture of anything, and then it has the answer for you. Back then, I was lucky that Spark Notes like was working half the time, or like it was updated for like a certain book. Either that, or I'm just an idiot and I just don't know how to use it. Because I never understood Spark Notes. I'll be honest. I never understood like how that actually helped somebody learn or like cheat or anything. You know what I also hated about school and like especially English class is that they would go along and they would talk about how like what did the author mean by this? Or and it's just like how do I know? And it's like it's all about perception, I feel like at that point where it's just like what do you think this means? If you ask me a what do you think type question, like why do you get to show or why do you get to say no, that's wrong? I thought we were all guessing here. I thought that was the point. And even whenever like they do ID checks at like my job or just anywhere, I think to myself, I'm just like, we ID any. It's like the whole thing is like we ID anybody who looks to be under 40. Now, what if I just think you're old looking as fuck, but you're like 20, and I'm like, all right, well, you don't look 40. Can I get in trouble for that? Because like, but like I don't ID them, or I ID them, or no. So I don't ID somebody, right? They're like they end up being like 20 years old, but they look like they're fucking like 50 in my mind. And so like, do I get in trouble for that? Like it says that we suspect it. Like I don't suspect that they're under 40 because this bitch looks old as fuck. That's my bad. I have to turn on a fan. It's hot. Ugh. You're gonna punish me because this bitch doesn't moisturize. Make that make sense. I was in French class for a week, and that was the fastest class that I dropped. So I was like, yo, I'm finna learn French. I'm gonna sound fucking bougie as fuck. I'm gonna get all the fucking girls. And then week one, the lady was like, hey, after today, I'm only speaking in French. And I said, fuck you. I was like, I dropped that class instantly. I was like, how are you going to teach me the shit I don't understand? It don't make no sense. Dumbass bitch. Very nice lady, though. I can see how it can be useful for some people, but I don't learn that way. Like, I need to see why or who or what you're saying because that's just crazy. Typical French person, though, for giving up, right? They just gave up. They let that happen. I couldn't be a teacher, man. I couldn't get if there was 30 me's in the classroom of me when I was 15, I wouldn't be alive today. You know, like that. I made some teachers' lives hell. Like I know, like I was the type of student that some teachers had to have gone home and like they had a dartboard and my picture in the middle and like just the holes all throughout the face that from all the previous stickings I got. Part of the worst generation of my high school. What generation are you? What year were you destined to graduate? We had crying teachers all the time. Nothing new about that for us. Nah, they liked me in more ways than one. Or they hated me in more ways than one. They hated that they couldn't have me. But I don't make the rules here. Yes, I do. And that's why I'm making false allegations. 2016? Yeah, I was supposed to graduate in 2015. Didn't though. Hashtag dropped out. Because I was sick a lot growing up, and I missed my whole freshman year. I got homeschooled. But then I missed a lot through my sophomore and junior year. And so I went to this I started this other school, which was like a reform school kinda. I don't know exactly what it was, but it was like a faster school, and like you would basically do a whole semester like in a quarter. And so you could graduate within 2 years. But so like I said, it's a lot faster paced. And I got sick, and I was sick for like 3 weeks and couldn't go to school. And then they were like, "Hey, you basically just missed another quarter of school or another semester. You're gonna have to go like you're gonna have to like you're not gonna graduate. Like you're gonna have to do like another like year or like another semester." I was like, "No, I'm not doing that." So I dropped out, and then I just started college like right after, so like it had no fucking effect because I got my GED like very shortly after I dropped out. So that was an easy peasy. And now I'm here. I'm me. This is exactly where I'm supposed to be. So I'm just gonna let the light shine on me. Because now I know who I am. Don't remember the rest. Sucks for you guys though. That show was banger. It was a banger. Damn, does anyone want to talk to me? Let me see. But anyway, I only messaged Angel. He didn't respond. Typical Angel. I think it will just be like a shorter episode because I am fucking exhausted. And this is a busy week. Oh, look, another cat. How can we be so lucky? All right, guys. Like I said, I think I'm just gonna make this a really short one. Again, we're celebrating Christmas. We got some stuff that we got to do, right? It's not gonna be the most perfect show. Not gonna be the most special one. But hey, people are gone. There's not that much to talk about. Hold on. Yeah. Anyways, guys, I think like I said, I'm gonna call it. I think I'm gonna call it here. Thank you. Appreciate you guys for hanging out and just listening to me yap for fucking an hour. It's been sick, but again, I just don't have that much to talk about, and there's no one here that can come on and hop on and yap with me. And I'm not very much of a good solo yapper whenever I'm so fucking tired. That being said, though, if you guys watched the last episode, we are expecting to have on some guests in the next couple months. So be on the lookout for that. It's going to be real, like, I'm telling you, new year, new yap. That's what it's going to be, because it's going to be as you can see, we're upgrading the quality of a lot of things. So next step is guests. Let's upgrade the guests. Not that our guests are bad, but we're gonna start branching out and go in for different people, not just the social media side of things, but we're gonna start reaching out. And it's no problem. This was super last minute, and it's on a random Sunday right before Christmas. I'm sure people are traveling, people are working. Like, I can only be so upset at myself for coming up with an idea a couple days before and not really asking anybody or setting anything in stone. So no one to blame but yourselves, guys. And by yourselves, I mean, like, I meant that in a sense of, like, I can only blame myself in the situation. So I had nothing to be sorry for except for misplanning on my part. But hopefully, I can do better in the future with planning. So, guys, again, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're watching this on Spotify, go ahead and give us a 5-star rating and share it with all your friends and family. If you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment. Ask us a question, and it shall be answered. You can also join our Discord, where you get updates from us about everything like that, and even join us for episodes such as this. And then for all of you other listeners in any other places, do whatever positive ranking that's on, and share it with your friends and family. This, like, everyone wants to hear random 20-something year olds talk about random things in life. Everyone wants to hear it. So, guys, just hawk two on that thing and skibbity toilet down to the nearest podcast listening device that you have, and you'll be good. Guys, this has been the Most Squared, Momo, aka me, from the App Squad, signing out. See you all. Actually, I won't see you guys for a while, because after the Christmas one, we're gonna have the New Year's one. So we won't be back. We won't back to see you guys until January 10th for new content. So hopefully by then we have a new guest for you all. Very excited. Hopefully we get some rebranding. Maybe we get, I don't know. Maybe we'll see. We got a couple weeks to figure it out. Appreciate you guys so much for joining. Love you all.